Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the Queers of Time podcast.
I'm Matt.
I'm James.
I'm Camille.
And I'm Kat.
And this is a podcast to talk about all the gay stuff in the Wheel of Time.
Because we're gay and we like the Wheel of Time. So as always, thank you to our fellow Venator of Serene, Lux, Charlie and Robert. Thank you very much for the support. So, a few days ago, Biological Riley released a very interesting video titled Why K-Pop Demon Hunters Works as a Queer Allegory. If you've been living under a rock for the past few months, K-Pop Demon Hunters is an animated movie produced by Sony Picture Animation that came out last June on Netflix and has since literally broken records. It became the most watched original title in Netflix history, and the first film soundtrack to have 4 of its songs in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100. The movie follows a K-pop girl group's named Antrix, whose pastime is, as the title says, to hunt demons, with their voices and some fancy Korean weapons, thus protecting the Hunmoon, a magical barrier that prevents demons from coming on Earth. Our K-pop girl group is so close to turning the Hunmoon golden, which would permanently banish demons, until their leader, Rumi, starts to lose her voice. Plot twist, her daddy was a demon and she's been hiding it all along. And then a demon boy band shows up to steal their fan. The movie gets dramatic, angsty, hilarious, and full of catchy songs that have been stuck in my head for a while. So when Riley's video came out, I had to reach out to her to see whether she'd be down to come on the podcast and talk further about the queerness of this movie. And guess what? She said yes. Hey Riley, how are you doing? So glad to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm doing all right. How about you? How are you doing?
I'm excited to talk about K-Pop Demon Hunter. Yeah, so it's not a queer movie. Like let's be clear. There's nothing that is technically queer in this movie, but it feels so queer. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it doesn't wave around any pride flags or have anything that's like explicitly gay in the text, but when watching it, I still thought this is really gay in a good and positive way. Just because of its thematic storytelling and like how the character of Rumi just feels very queer.
Yeah, I mean, Rumi is just there hiding something very personal about herself to everyone and being ashamed of it and feeling guilty because she's hiding it. That's definitely not something any queer people can relate to, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like I keep thinking back to the bedroom scene when she's hiding I want to say the demon. I'd call it the demon tiger.
Yeah.
The blue demon tiger when she's trying to hide that from I think it was Mira trying to come into her room, and that's like I feel like I've been there a few times back when I was in the closet. Just trying to like hide something. Like no, don't come in here.
Yeah, I was definitely not reading gay fanfic, Mom. Don't check my laptop right now, okay?
Just eternally relatable.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting how like this movie seems to be appealing to so many people, and like for the queer community in particular, like this character is like hitting us deeply, and I feel like it was. I mean, I like that it has been acknowledged by the people who worked on this. Like there was a video there was an interview in which Maggie Kang, one of the director of that movie, did mention that when they were creating this story, they were considering as a coming out story, and it's nice to see that the reference is not just in our head; it's been acknowledged.
Yeah, no, it's it's good to know. Like just that what the some of the what the intentions were.
Yeah. So when did you first watch the movie?
I first watched it maybe I want to say 3 weeks or a month ago. I was a little behind when everyone else was watching it because I'm I'm always trying to catch up on everything because there's a lot of everything. But once I watched it, I was like, I knew I had to make a video or two about it as well.
Yeah, I caught on it a bit late too. Like, I think a bit less than a month ago. I think I got sick and I was like, I need a cheerful movie. I've heard this one's good. Let me watch it. And now I'm obsessed. And I feel late to the party, but it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's
Right?
never a bad thing. Sometimes we just get to things on our own time, especially when it comes to things on streaming services. So it all makes sense.
Yeah. And it feels like quite a surprise that this movie blew up so much.
Yeah, it I think it just helps that it was really well made. It's also, K-pop is very popular. It's just as like a genre. And I think it kind of just hits a lot of things that people like, I guess. And it came out the right time.
Yeah, but like, for example, with respect to K-pop, from my understanding, you're not a K-pop fan. I'm not a K-pop fan either. And still, this movie ended up on our list of things to watch. So it's... I mean, K-pop is popular, but for a specific category of people, I think.
For sure.
And this movie definitely was able to reach outside of that genre of music. So that's been nice to see. It's it's one of the first, or maybe the first animated movie like that is centering Korean characters. So that's impressive to see it doing so well. It's been nice to see like people who are not familiar with Korean culture, like myself, being invested in that movie and being willing to learn about the culture there too.
Oh, absolutely. Like, yeah, I don't think I've seen like a Western animated movie just be in Korean culture, have centered around Korean culture. I can't think of a time where that has really happened.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's been some like other Asian culture being talked about in animated movie, but I feel like for Korea, it's pretty much the first one.
Yeah.
I know I've seen a lot of like Korean content creator, like or like Korean Americans, especially being very invested in that movie because it reflected part of their culture that they were missing out of in a way. So yeah.
No. Yeah, because I definitely know there's been like, Chinese animated movies or like Chinese ones with like Chinese culture are same with like Japanese, but not necessarily Korean. So it was a new idea and I appreciated it, or a new angle and I appreciated it.
Yeah. And on top of that, so it's funny because I feel like this movie had so much against it in the first thing because like K-pop, there's a lot of people who just dismiss K-pop as a genre of music. They're not interested. It's animated. There are so many adults that consider animated is for kids. But this movie somehow managed to have an appealing story. I think they try to make it appealing for adults first because a lot of the topics they're bringing up are like adult theme. Like there's a lot about shame and like identity and guilt and voices that can be in your head. And that's not really the type of topic you can bring up with like a 7-year-old kid. Even if like they understand so much more than we are willing to let kids understand in a way. But yeah, it really feels like it's a movie that was made first to be appealing to adults and then somehow bridge the lines, and now kids and adults are very into it.
That's usually the sign of a really good animated movie when it appeals to basically, to both audiences when it comes to kids and adults. I mean, that's when you have a good family movie or a good animated movie that's, that has that emotional storytelling that adults can like get attached to, but also has things that the kids appreciate as well in terms of the animation and can even relate to some of the more mature themes into their own lives.
Yeah, I really like that this movie talks so much about shame in a way. There's this character Celine who's a mentor of the Huntrix, of the three main characters, Rumi, Mira, and Zoe, and she used to be in that previous K-pop group in which Rumi's mom was, but Rumi's mom died a very long time ago. We don't know why. Apparently, there's some art they were making while developing that movie that hints that maybe Celine is the one who killed her. I don't know whether that's canon, but I'm very intrigued about that. But yeah, this character has this, Celine talks a lot, we don't see her as much as I wish we had, because this is a 90-minute movie. There's so much to talk about. Things get limited. But when we see her, she mentions that our faults and fears must never be seen. She's been basically pushing Rumi from the beginning to hide the patterns she has, which is revealing demonic heritage. And I don't know, I found Celine's character to be very interesting.
Yeah, I agree with that, because she kind of reflects she is the source of kind of Rumi's shame, and it kind of definitely reflects, very, for a queer person like myself, it kind of reflects kind of, the either an upbringing or how, the world around us kind of tells us that we should feel ashamed of kind of how our internal feelings if we go outside of cisgender or hetero kind of,
the norms.
The norms. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because despite what she made Rumi go through, I still can't hate Celine as a character, because she reminds me a lot of some people in my family. Like when I came out, there's this thing about, I do think she loves Rumi, even if there's part of Rumi that she doesn't like or doesn't understand. But there's a bit of a need to she wished she could protect her in a way. I feel like the shame she inflicted on Rumi may not have been on purpose, but it's she doesn't think that people would accept her.
Yeah.
And it feels like in my family, when my mom typically was concerned, because since queer people tend not to be accepted in society, especially when we were growing up, there was this idea that if you hide it, then there's less of a risk of society to hurt you for being like that, in a way.
Yeah, I had some folks in my family that were kind of the same way. It was kind of when I came out, it was just came out as trans. It was your life is going to be really hard, and they were thinking more of trying to protect me, but at the same time, it's kind of reinforces that sense of shame a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, Selena's relatable from that perspective, and is sympathetic from that perspective of she wants to protect Rumi, but at the same time, she's kind of actually not even just kind of, she's actively hurting her emotionally.
Yeah. Yeah. That scene when Rumi's basically she's asking her why couldn't you love me, all of me? That's kind of a slap, and that's really a emotional high of the movie, I think.
Yeah. No, it hits home for sure.
Yeah. And I feel like it's another of those moments that it's very relatable to us, but I think it's relatable to other people in different contexts, because I've also seen a lot of Asian people being oh, that's just a typical Asian mom where we have to keep face, FACE, in a sense that people should not know what are the things we're struggling with. It's also something that in my own family, in my very rural family, it's the kind of things that the internal conflict of the house, we don't talk about it outside. Nobody should know. And there's a little bit of that too, which is once again part of the movie feels very queer to us, but it's also kind of a universal experience.
Yeah, Yeah, it's definitely like, as you know, being queer, like definitely like I relate to it, but I think, you know, since it's not explicitly queer in text, it's it can still definitely be relatable to people of other backgrounds, or any type of shame, to be honest, or any type of we have to hide who we are from the world. And I think that's, you know, that goes even beyond just the queer community as well.
Yeah, I mean, since this movie came out, like I've seen a few people referencing to K-pop Demon Hunter as like Netflix's Frozen, but Frozen was actually like a very similar theme. It's like it's another conceal, don't feel. You're hiding a secret, and then that secret gets revealed, and you're dealing with the consequences of the reveal. And it's like it's also a very queer allegoric movie in a way. Like, I don't know, when Frozen came out a few years ago, I remember queer fandom being very much, yeah, Elsa should be gay, that should be sad, because her experience is very relatable to that. And I find it hilarious that like both Frozen and K-pop Demon Hunter got such success. And it's kind of like, our queer experience more universal than we would think? Is it an universal experience or an appealing one? I don't know. It's interesting.
Now, I mean, I think anytime there's like you have a character that's kind of, you know, hiding something and they're like ashamed of it, it's just kind of good, like a enticing narrative.
Yeah.
Because you're in the back of your mind is you're always like, when other people figure out, you know, what they're hiding, how are they going to react? Are they going to react badly? Are they going to react supportively? So there's always kind of like those questions that kind of keep you, like, on that level, keep you engaged to some extent.
Yeah, you're really waiting for the other shoe to drop.
For sure.
And that keeps you invested in the movie. Yeah, and I mean, K-pop Demon Hunter, Mira and Zoe didn't really reacted well at first.
No, they did not. I actually have, you know, I'm doing a second video on the, like, more spoilery. I kind of talk about how they, you know, Rumi is essentially outed. And
in a very public space.
That's
gonna be like, that's traumatic. That's like the worst nightmare of any queer person.
Absolutely. And, you know, and just like in the real world, you know, when you get out, it's kind of puts you in a very dangerous predicament. And in that case, Mira and Zoe were kind of, well, not even just kind of, that's just my Midwestern way of, like, I just say kind of a lot. Mira and Zoe, they react potentially violently. And yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, they raise their weapons on their own friend.
Yeah.
Who then, like, next idea is literally to ask for her mentor to kill her, like the suicidal aspect of it all. I'm like, whoa, that's deep for an animated movie.
Yeah, very, very.
Yeah, it goes dark.
Yeah, but that's part of what makes it so good.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about what else to talk about.
No worries.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything like you wanted to bring up about this movie in particular? Or
let me see. I was going off the cuff for a little bit. Let me see. Well, I mean, there's a few different LGBTQ aspects for sure. There's there's the physical, you know, for Rumi, there's the physical kind of like the markings are, you know, slowly coming across her body. And, you know, she's hiding that, but she's also hiding a relationship with a demon, which is very much both a forbidden lovers plotline and also an enemies to lovers trope, which is always, I don't know, I find very relatable for the LGBTQ community, both of those tropes, because forbidden love a lot of it is very core to the queer experience, because once again, not all the world is accepting to those with that,
Our loves are forbidden in this society.
Yeah.
So
yes.
not to every, even nowadays in the Western world, especially in the last few years, homophobia has increased a lot, transphobia has increased a lot, this kind of thing. But it's even in a professional environment, if you're queer or not queer, sometimes you think twice about what you can actually share with your colleague and what you can't, for example.
Yeah.
The forbidden lovers is definitely a trope that is relatable. The enemy to lover, I agree a bit less, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe not queer, but maybe I don't know. I think it's
one of the tropes that people like in romance anyway.
Yeah, it's engaging, so it's not necessarily just queer.
It's an engaging one.
Yeah.
But Rumi ends up hiding two things. She's hiding that she's half a demon, and she is making plans with a demon who is somehow the only person who kind of understands her.
Yeah. And he teaches her to, try to have a little bit more pride in herself, even though he's also hiding. He on his own end, he's also trying to hide his relationship with her from. I call it the Demon Mountain, Mount Demon.
Gima.
Yeah. But so he's technically kind of not in the same degree, but he's a little bit in the closet as well. Just kind of technically in the sense that he is having that forbidden relationship, and he's feeling a sense of guilt and shame about his own deceit towards Rumi as well. So yeah, it's very, it feels very queer all around.
Yeah, and so Jinyu is an interesting character to me because he's a demon because he made a deal as someone who was poor and wanted a roof and success.
Mm-hmm.
And it was easy. He was an easy target for the King of Demons.
For sure.
And he feels shame because he left his family behind. And that's understandable. But his goal at the beginning is not to find some redemption. It's just to be able to forget about the thing he has done. That's the deal he makes with Gima.
Yeah.
And then he meets Rumi, and she's offering him another option, which is find some sort of redemption in a way,
mm-hmm.
find a way to split from the King of Demon. And she's mostly suggesting that because if there's no hope of redemption for him, what does it mean about her?
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like this dynamic actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very deep.
For a straight relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like this movie has a lot of nuances in pretty much all of the dynamic it has between the characters. There's still more that I wish we could see. I already mentioned about Celine, but the two other members of Huntrix, Zoe and Mira, we do see them a little bit. Mira a little bit more than Zoe because she does have a conversation with Rumi regarding what Rumi is hiding.
Yeah.
But it feels like there's still so much to explore about them. I know I liked Zoe a lot. There was a mention at some point she's Korean American, so there's one of the line in a song that is about how she's split between two worlds. And I mean, I'm an immigrant for the past 10 years, and even if it's a different situation, I'm a white immigrant, so that's already very different. Mm-hmm. It's still, I do find I do love a character that is split between multiple culture.
Yeah.
So I did like that.
You can relate to it.
Yeah, it's very relatable.
I'd say for this, speaking of Celine and the other characters, there is a lot of like ways that the story can definitely go when they eventually make the second one, because I know that they are, just because that's how the business works. But
there's no way they're not making a second one.
Yeah. And so there, it's kind of nice to feel like that they're making a second one, and there's still some interesting story left to tell as well.
Yeah, it's an interesting world. Like even the concept of like those singers that are hunting demons, there's still a lot we don't know about, like everyone's backstory. We don't know about Rumi's dad. We don't know what happened to her mother. We know Mira has a complicated relationship with her family, which is also something very relatable to queer people. We know about Zoe and like a little bit about her struggle being a Korean American, but there's still like a lot to explore about each of them.
Absolutely.
And we know there's going to be a sequel at some point. I don't know whether you saw about the short movies that's supposed to come out like sometime soon.
I did not know that.
Yeah, apparently there's been a prequel short movies that has been rated a month ago, something like that.
Okay.
So that means it's probably like advanced well enough to come out sometime soon. I don't know when, but that would be interesting because it's I'm hoping it will reveal a bit more about how the three girls met and a bit more about each of them, I guess.
Yeah, I will be looking into that.
Do you have a favorite character actually between all of them?
I mean, part of me goes Rumi just because of how much I relate to her, but I'm trying to think. I like Mira's attitude though.
Yeah, she's badass.
She's badass and she doesn't take any guff. So it's kind of as someone that sometimes, well, maybe it's just my mental projection of myself and not my actual self, but I like to pretend that I'm like that sometimes.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, it's valid. Like everyone wants to be a bit badass, okay?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
she doesn't take any bullshit. and I like that about her.
Yeah.
Especially like with the contrast of Zoe, who's very much a people pleaser.
Yeah.
The girl is insecure as fuck. I liked her because she felt very ADHD to me, with all of her notebook and always trying to please, and like just the energy feels very ADHD vibe to me.
Yeah. You see, that's who I actually probably am more like.
Yeah, maybe that's the rule, is that we all want to be Mira, but we ended up being Zoe's.
Yeah, that's probably very true.
Yeah. I mean, Rumi is definitely like the character that gets the most explored in this movie. Rumi and Jinu get quite a bit from both of them, but everyone else is still a work in progress. And I'm very much looking forward for this franchise to grow, because it's interesting that it's a fresh story. And now we're already talking about franchise when we keep saying how much like people get tired of franchise because they get overused. But in that specific instance, it's like, yes, this movie was really great on its own, but there's so much more you can talk about it. Please tell those stories because they sound fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, there definitely is like an argument of like, because I'm kind of one of the people that are always like, there's too many sequels, too many remakes, too many adaptations, too many such and such and such. But it's also like the story is really good, and there's more room for it to grow even further. So a sequel is warranted for this movie.
Yeah, and I feel like the people who worked on that movie really enjoyed working on that. Like, you can feel with the movie, like, I know very little about Korean culture, but you can feel that it was made by a lot of people who are fond of K-drama and animation and like anime, and K-pop, and they really wanted to bring that to people who did not know anything about that. And you can really feel like that a lot of the references that were made there were coming from people who freaking loved it. And just for the fact that those people got to work on something they really loved, I want a sequel just so they can keep working on things they really, really love.
Yeah. It's excitement from like a movie, like when you feel like the people that are creating it are excited. It's very infectious to the audience as well, because we can, maybe we don't necessarily literally see it, but we also like it comes across to us when we watch it. So I guess maybe we do literally see it. Words. But you get what I mean.
Yeah, I do think it comes across. It comes across because, like, for example, when talking about Korean culture, there's a lot of like Easter eggs, for example, that like would be like I may not catch them, but for people who knows Korean culture, whether it's about like Korean food or like Korean martial art, the fact that all of the weapons that were used are not like made up weapon. It's martial art from Korea. It's a martial weapon. Mm-hmm. You were talking earlier today about the tiger. Yeah. The tiger and the bird is apparently I'm not gonna remember the name, but it's a very reference Korean myth. It's apparently it's a criticizes of there's some class criticism in it that is very involved in that Korean part. What else can I think about? Like I've seen Korean people just being like, hey, I kind of cried when I saw Korean food being animated. That's cute, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, that stuff matters, like when you kind of like see, things that you're familiar with, whether that be like places or objects or food or just anything that resembles like, your culture that often isn't represented. That stuff matters. Yeah.
So I'm glad that, people got to see that and that we'll get to see more of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last but not least, do you have a favorite song of this movie?
I don't know if I do, just because it's like, are
you very much into like the soundtrack, or is that like, do you just enjoy the soundtrack for the movie and that's it?
I just enjoy the soundtrack for the movie. I need to re-listen to the songs. I mostly connect with the movie itself, but like the music's really, really good. Yeah. It's just not what I generally like listen to on like a day-to-day, if that makes any sense.
No, it's if you're like a dark metal person, that's sure, that sounds a bit weird.
I mean, to be fair, there are two types of music I like, and that's brutal heavy metal, and also that one song, "Making My Way Downtown to do." See, those are the two types of music that I like.
Yeah, so so there's been actually like on TikTok and this kind of thing some heavy metal retake of like Golden, for example, or How It's Done, and I feel like you should look them up because maybe you would enjoy those.
I probably would.
Yeah, personally, I really like the music. I've never listened to K-pop before. I think some of those songs probably wouldn't really fit under the K-pop umbrella because it's more of a westernized version of K-pop. Mm-hmm. But it's still pop, and I do enjoy a good pop song. And
that's fair.
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest music nerd, but I do enjoy good hint in music. Just the fact that like your idol, that the last song of the Saja Boys, like in the stadium, like there's a chorus at the beginning, which is it's basically saying the DS era, which is a very famous theme that is being used in movies and others to announce the apocalypse. So just the fact that this was in that song, I think it's just, I just do think the music of this film is actually very smart. Yeah, like the beginning song, How It's Done song, is literally like it's a very very dynamic song, and I mean that's how they needed to start that movie so that people would be engaged into it very quickly. It's a good fight scene and it works well with the movie. So yeah, I do think there's quite a lot of good song. I do enjoy like what it sounds like because it's a final song. It's revealing your like the dark thing of your soul and being like, hey, it's okay, and then everyone coming together and things work out okay. Great.
Yes. Yeah, music's great.
Yeah, music's great.
That's my expert analysis. It's well, I mean, it fits the movie and it fits, it'd be bad if it was like if it was a K-pop Demon Hunters movie and the music wasn't good. That'd be a problem.
Yeah, definitely. But you can really think that there was there was a lot of effort put in the song so that they would become bop. Even like the Soda Pop song, which is like it's catchy and it's kind of soulless at the same time. When you look at like the lyrics, it's a catchy thing, but it fits the demon boy band so well.
Yeah.
It's they did some very smart things there. I love music. I'm sorry, it's a thing that's that will always move my soul.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm similar with angsty, dark. Yeah. It makes me excited. Darkness.
I had a very I don't think I had a heavy metal part. I had a symphonic metal vibe when I was like a teenager.
Yeah.
But it's been a very long time.
Some Nightwish.
Yeah. I went to an Apocalyptica concert. I think it was my first concert ever.
Oh, nice.
I miss schooled for that. But and I think that's pretty much all I had to say about this movie. I mean, all of the gay stuff I had to say. I'm very much looking forward to more. I'm amazed that like Golden stayed the number one on the Billboard 100 up to like until Taylor Swift finally released an album. Like you needed a Taylor Swift in order to get rid of K-pop Demon Hunter. That's kind of wild, right? Yeah,
that's how the filmmakers should know that they did good.
And apparently they were on Saturday Night Live yesterday.
Oh, really? I haven't even checked that.
Yeah, there were some clips going on there, and they're supposed to be on the tonight's show. Shit, I don't remember the name of that guy. It's not Jimmy Kimmel. It's not one of those guys.
Colbert?
No, not Colbert.
Fallon?
Yes, Jimmy Fallon.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Johnny Fallon. Whatever. So it's like I'm happy for them that they're getting the recognition they deserved.
Absolutely.
Any last thing you want to say? Where can people find you actually?
So my YouTube channel, I generally cover movies, TV, video games with a sense of humor and also, talk about how they, connect with us personally. Sometimes that involves being, LGBTQ. So my channel is Biological Riley. I'm also pretty active on Blue Sky, which my account is also Biological Riley.
Yeah, you got a very dry humor, and I really liked it.
I appreciate that.
It's a joke with no laugh whatsoever, and some good references. I don't have all of the references you joke about, but it makes me laugh a lot.
I appreciate that.
So people should check it out. And that's gonna be it. Let us know if you've watched that movie, if you liked it, if you have different thoughts than us on it. We are always curious. As always, thank you very much for listening to this episode. You can find us on, Blue Sky, Discord, this kind of thing. We have a Patreon that you can always support. And yeah, that's it. Thank you and bye.
See ya.
Thank you all for listening. This was Queers of Time, a Wheel of Time podcast. The music is Dance of the Witches by Julius H.